Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hermosa Beach City School District Board meeting. It is 5 o'clock. We will call this meeting to order. Would you mind please taking the roll?
Board Member Van Landingham. Present. Board Member Kluth.
Present.
Board Member Bove LaMonica is currently absent. Vice President Barrow.
Present.
And President Cole.
Present. I think we're all here except Maggie. Okay, moving on to number 2, public comments, communications regarding closed session agenda items, and public comments from the audience to the board for items on closed session. Members of the audience, in which we have 0 for anybody that's watching right now. Members of the audience may address the board regarding closed session items. Comments from visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes unless waived by a majority of members of all the board. Seeing that there's no one here in person, is there anyone in Cyberland? Okay, great. We'll just adjourn to closed session. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the board meeting. Welcome to all our first-time visitors. We don't want it to be so intimidating, so we are so happy to see you all. So we can't wait to hear from you. All right, we're going to call the meeting to order. This is how this works, ladies and gentlemen. I call the meeting to order, and I say, I get to do that. That's pretty fun. It is 6:04. We call the meeting to order. Can you please take the roll, Natalie?
Board Member Van Landingham. Board Member Cluth.
Present.
Board Member Beauvais LaMonica. Vice President Clerk Barrow.
Present.
And President Cole.
Present.
All present.
Great, thank you. There's nothing to report out from closed session. Can everyone please join me in the flag salute? So please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great work, everyone. All right, we are going to move on. And just so if you're new to this experience, what happens is what you're witnessing is we are having a meeting up here and you're in the audience and we're just talking to each other and people come up and give us presentations and we listen. And that's our job. Our job is just to listen to the presentations and then we can have a discussion about the presentation or we can ask questions about the presentation, but we only make decisions during certain times of the meeting, okay? So what you'll see is your principal will come up and she's going to give us a presentation and you guys are going to give us part of the presentation and we're going to ask you questions and listen, but your job is to speak up really loud, okay, so we can hear you, but there'll be a microphone like I have, okay? You guys excited? Yeah, we're excited to hear from you. All right, so can I get an approval of the agenda? I think we were going to take something off. Not tonight, sorry.
To approve.
Thank you, Maggie.
Second.
Thank you, Rachel. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The other thing, everyone, if you're paying attention, is we don't all have to agree, but everyone has to say the words yes or no or aye. It all means the same thing. Aye and yes are the same. All right, here we go. Next one, announcements. We have some announcements from the Hermosa Valley Student Council. Please come up. Welcome. These are the people you guys are going to become. 8th grade. I think you're 6th, 7th, and 8th graders or just 8th graders today?
8th graders.
Just 8th graders.
Hi everyone, I'm Noah's, Valley's ASB president. We're excited to be here tonight and update you on what has been happening at Valley. In Miss Brown's personal finance class, we have had the pleasure to have several guest speakers this trimester. This includes a financial advisor who used to work on Wall Street, a real estate agent, and a creative entrepreneur who was on Shark Tank. Our stock investing is in full swing and students are actively buying, selling, and trading.
Hi everyone, I'm Anha Kang, Valley Student Council member and the Student Council Vice President. In Miss Lee's public speaking and debate class, students are currently preparing for their first formal speech of the trimester. In addition to daily journal writing and vocal warm-ups, students are studying the components of informational speeches and practicing public speaking strategies, such as incorporating meaningful gestures and experimenting with volume, stress, and pacing to enhance delivery. STEAM 8 students are continuing the student-led engineering projects, where groups of 2 students get to become the teacher by writing a lesson plan, teaching a lesson and activity, and grading a follow-up write-up.
Hi everyone, my name is Braxton McMacken, Valley Student Council member. Winter sports tryouts are currently happening this week for boys and girls soccer and basketball. Meanwhile, our surf team is having mock competitions to get ready for their first real one. Coach Vasquez and his strength and conditioning students are focusing on weekly check-ins for push-ups, sit-ups, planks, and pull-ups. Each week, students aim to build strength and endurance, and they're already off to a great start. This includes working on agility and reaction time through circuit workouts using box jumps, ladders, kettlebells, battle ropes, and jump ropes.
Hi everyone, I am Mia Acevedo, Valley Student Council member. Our Math Olympiad team is working hard preparing our first in-person competition. We recently completed the Math Counts virtual competition and are excited to keep learning. 8th grade Spanish students are focusing on season and vacation vocabulary as well as direct/indirect object pronouns, arguably the most challenging grammar concept of first-year challenge. Students also completed a group skit accumulating chapter activity where each student had to memorize their lines. They did an amazing job.
Yearbook students are working in groups on their first round of page assignments, adding photos to pages and organizing the photos that have been uploaded to the yearbook program. They're excited to start seeing it come together. Lastly, 5th grade band kids are continuing to improve. They're using the music assessment online platform, makemusic.com, which is a fun and educational program to motivate students to practice more and have fun learning to play their instrument.
Symphonic Band and Advanced Concert Band, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, worked hard to present a marvelous holiday concert on December 8th in the Hermosa Valley School NPR. The progress each student musician has made since late August is absolutely tremendous. They're also using Make Music to assist in perfecting their individual parts. Tomorrow, they begin to work on music for their spring concert when we present a musical celebration of America 250.
Thank you all for coming to present and giving us all the information about what's happening at Valley. We're going to move on. The next thing we get to do is we get to ask anybody in the audience if they have a public comment. And so I get to read a little script about it. But see these at the back there was those pink pieces of paper? So if you guys had something you wanted to talk about from school or your parents did, you could come to our meeting. You can fill out that pink piece of paper. You would give it to Natalie. And Natalie would say, okay, come on up. It's your turn to talk. We're going to see who's here tonight, if there's anyone here tonight. A lot of times no one comes to talk, but if someone has an issue or they want to talk about things, we've had students come and talk about lunch or what's happening at school that they like or they don't like. Some parents have come. We do get one or two people usually. Anyway, here's what I have to read to you. The public comments from the audience to the board. So, members of the audience, that's all of you, may address the board on any topic regardless of whether it is listed on the agenda. However, the board may not discuss issues raised that are not listed on the agenda. Topics not on the agenda that are brought to the board's attention may be investigated by the administration and a report made to the board, either publicly or privately at a future meeting. Comments from visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes per individual speaker unless waived by a majority of all members of the board. And now I ask, is there anyone here that would like to speak to the board tonight? Ms. Brown? Joking. Okay, we're going to move on then. All right, here we go to board member reports. Anyone? That means for everyone that's sitting there, that means we get to say, if we're on a committee that's special, we can explain what happened in the committee that we weren't together at. Carol?
I don't have any reports.
Okay. Kathy?
This is when I could talk about CSBA, right?
You could.
So yeah, some of us went to the CSBA conference in Sacramento, and we went to different sessions. There was all kinds of information about all the things education-wise. And I personally went to some sessions on AI because I need more information, and it's here to stay. And I have to wrap my head around that as a prior English teacher who wanted the kids to know how to write 5-paragraph essays and not just put it into ChatGPT. So I learned a lot about that, and then we got an award, but I'll let someone else talk about that. But it was a wonderful 4 days, and I learned a lot. So there you go.
Thank you. Rachel? Thank you. Maggie? No report. Okay, myself either, except we did go, I'm not sure if anyone's going to talk, are you going to talk about the award that we won during your superintendent?
I will, but you can too.
No, it's just exciting to win the Golden Bell Award for our e-bike safety program. So we got recognized statewide. We got a giant bell that we can ring really loud that says, hey, great job on creating a program for the students that come to Hermosa and ride their e-bikes. They have to have a certificate and a sticker to be able to park their bike on our campus. So that is something that is not happening in every school district, but we are trying to lead the way on that since we know a lot of kids ride their bikes to school. All right, moving on to reports to the board and discussion. 10.1, it is time for you all. The Hermosa Vista School presentation. Ms. Yang.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and have some students come here and present as we get through, but thank you so much for having myself come and some visitors also, and thank you parents for supporting the participation of what is happening here at Hermosa Vista with Wit and Wisdom. We are very excited to have this curriculum where we're able to, sorry, forgot that I had the clicker. Okay,
Because of Zoom.
sorry, I might have clicked a couple of times. Should I just keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, there we go. So we are really building knowledge and skills through Wit and Wisdom. Our Wit and Wisdom is really supported through the science of reading and Scarborough's rope of focus on language comprehension and word recognition. We are really having students build content knowledge and their awareness of how to read, write, speak, and listen. It also has depth where students are able to dig deep in each module's topic. We are exploring a range of genres that include literary, informational, and fine arts, and they are able to build layers of knowledge that grow across lessons. We are also using information-rich books so that students can engage with complex grade-level text, and those include classics and contemporary literature. And they are able to master some essential ELA concepts. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and have our second grade, sorry, went too far, focus a little bit on the role of art in Wit and Wisdom. We wanted to focus on art and understanding how art is built into Wit and Wisdom. So it really does build background knowledge. It's reflecting history, culture, and themes of a module. They are able to look closely at images that help students connect to what they're reading. It also strengthens observation and analytical skills. They're able to read images kind of like text. They're focusing on details, patterns, and drawing conclusion from the artwork that they are looking at. And they're developing habits that are needed for strong reading comprehension. Next, we are able to support all learners by including students that might be struggling readers or an English language learner by providing accessible entry points, and they are building understanding before tackling the complex text that they're gonna go ahead and go through. And then it also promotes rich discussion and vocabulary. So art invites conversation. They're able to describe, infer, and justify what they're seeing in the art, and it also builds oral language and academic vocabulary. They also are engaging and sparking curiosity through the art. So when we look at art, it's inherently interesting, and there are compelling images that capture our attention and invite meaningful engagement. So I'm going to invite some of our second grade students to come on up and tell us what they notice and wonder about this painting, Paris Street Rainy Day by Gustave Caillebotte. Right, come on up. We're going to first start with Carter. He's going to go ahead and tell us what he notices and wonders.
Hello, my name is Carter and I am in second grade. I like Wit and Wisdom because you can study books and have deeper experiences inside of the books and art. In the art piece, Paris Street Rainy Day, I noticed that everybody is holding blue umbrellas and there are a lot of yellow buildings. I wonder if there's more to the picture because it looks like the edges don't really have the full picture. The artwork has taught me to add more details when making art. It also helps me add details to my writing too.
And then there's Cleo.
Hello, my name is Cleo and I'm in second grade. I like learning wit and wisdom because it is fun to learn about new things and it helps me get ready to be in third grade or the grades ahead of me. And the artwork in wit and wisdom teaches me to understand what it's like back in the day. The artwork helps me to notice and wonder so that I can write about it. In the artwork, Pear Street Rainy Day, I noticed that people are wearing different outfits than what we usually wear. So I also noticed that there aren't that many bright colors. I just wonder why they are just like that on a rainy day.
All right, thank you, both of you. Oh, sorry. Now I wanted to go to our third grade focus, which we're in diving into complex texts, like the fantastic undersea life of Jacques Cousteau. In the book Jacques Cousteau, a boy fell in love with the sea and grew up to explore and protect underwater worlds. Through his inventions, expeditions, and films, he shared the wonders of the ocean and inspired a commitment to conservation. We are using complex texts that blend narrative biography with scientific information, and it's challenging our readers to interpret specialized vocabulary, abstract themes, and visual elements. Our third graders are going to now come up and talk about their building of confidence with challenging texts and exploring how scientists explore the sea. Come on up, third graders. All right, we're going to start with Arya.
I'm Arya D, and I'm in third grade. I like wit and wisdom because I get to learn about lots of different things, and I think it's interesting. It gives me a new perspective on things. I especially like the book Jacques Cousteau because it was about the ocean. I like the diving saucer, sea flea, and aqualung, which was the first scuba gear. I also like the text features of the little bubbles with speeches in them.
Great, thank you, Arya. And we have another Arya.
My name's Arya, and I'm in third grade. I like wit and wisdom because I get to learn knowledge of Jacques Cousteau that I wouldn't learn if I was at my house. It also helps me with things I'd never known and stayed home and watched TV, which I like to do. I didn't know that Jacques Cousteau made the aqualung. He kept trying new things until he got it right. It was fun for me to learn about him the first time. The first time I read the book, Jacques Cousteau, it took me a little while to understand the book. The activities my teacher taught me helped me to understand the story better.
Thank you, Arya. Now it's Logan.
My name is Logan, and I'm in third grade. I like wit and wisdom because I like learning and reading about new people and what they did. I like learning about Jacques Cousteau because I had no idea about who he was. This book was interesting because he created many useful inventions for the ocean, like the aqualung. Although there were some words that I didn't know, my teacher taught me to look them up and learn about their meaning. For example, I didn't know what tinker meant, but I learned that it meant playing around and building things.
Thank you, Logan. All right, now it's Marcus.
Hi, my name is Marcus. I'm in third grade. I like that I got to learn about someone I didn't know about, Jacques Cousteau. He was a weak and sickly boy, and the doctors had to encourage him to swim so he could build up his strength. Jacques realized he loved the ocean and eventually became a scuba diver. When he got to the coast of Africa, he was the first person the fish had seen, and they were not afraid of him. I like to write about Jacques Cousteau because he's an interesting person, and I never knew that he did all of his accomplishments. That's why I like to learn wit and wisdom.
And Sayana.
Hi, my name is Siana and I'm in third grade. I like Wit and Wisdom because you get to learn about the sea and a man named Jack Histel. I learned that he liked to tinker and make new stuff. I also learned that he was the first person to get to study the sea. That's how we all know about the sea now. I also like Wit and Wisdom because you get to talk to your friends and your classmates and you discuss your ideas.
Thank you, third grade students. And next, we wanted to talk about our fourth grade students that are engaging in Socratic Seminar. It is really helping with their speaking and listening skills because they discuss both informational and literary texts so that they can synthesize evidence. They're able to elaborate and respond to others' thinking, and it helps them to revise and re-articulate their own ideas. They also learn to concentrate on the words of what others are saying, and they are able to establish class norms in the classroom for speaking and listening skills through the Socratic Seminar. So our fourth grade students who are going to be coming up in just a little bit are going to show how they're developing those critical thinking skills and learning to engage respectfully with diverse perspectives. So come on up, fourth graders. We'll start with Dylan.
Hello, my name is Dylan Green and I'm in fourth grade. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak about Wit and Wisdom from my perspective. I'd like to make 2 points about Wit and Wisdom. The first point is that Wit and Wisdom helps me consider an idea from many different perspectives. The first thing that Wit and Wisdom asks a class to do is to think about a main topic and study it by reading history, math, science, and poetry, and many other subjects. The topic that my class is trying to learn right now is what makes a great heart literally and figuratively. I like thinking about the concepts I learn in different scenarios, and having lots of reading material makes the lessons more interesting. My second point about Wit and Wisdom is the Socratic Seminars. The Socratic Seminars help me and my class develop group presentation skills. I'm an auditory learner, and Socratic Seminars help me cement ideas in my mind by talking about it with my classmates. In Socratic Seminars, we debate, agree, or ask questions. Some statements we might say in the Socratic Seminar are, I agree, I don't agree. Why do you think that? For example, sometimes we have to state our evidence from a book and explain our position on it. For example, my class had a Socratic Seminar about which character in the book Love That Dog Had a Great Heart. Some of my classmates chose different characters instead of the main character. I chose the main character, Jack, because I thought he was the person who experienced the biggest emotional change in the book. I had to explain why my position was different than other students and defend my point of view by using ideas from the book. This helped me practice presenting ideas in a group setting and public speaking. These are skills that I'm using today as I speak here. Thank you for inviting me and other students to share their input on the Wit and Wisdom curriculum, and thanks again for having me with here tonight. Thank you.
Now it's going to be Enzo.
Hi, my name is Enzo and I'm in fourth grade. I like Wit and Wisdom because we have a reference notebook and we can talk about interesting books. Last year I saw a classmate reading Love That Dog. I didn't think so much of it at first, but once I read it, I was able to take a deep dive and gain as much better understanding of poems. I like Socratic Seminars because they are fun and you can sit with talking to your classmates about concepts I'm learning in class. We arrange the desks and we make a circle with our chairs in the middle. We all have seat partners, and one of the seat partners goes in the middle and says their opinion. We then have our opportunity to ask questions, and we can argue about our differing opinions with kind words. In the book Love That Dog, we argued about which person had a figurative heart. We also talked about what it meant to have a literal or figurative heart.
Thank you, Enzo. Next is Mel.
Hi, my name is Mel and I'm in fourth grade. I love Wit and Wisdom because I really like learning about the figurative and literal heart. I think it's interesting how the literal heart works. It's interesting that the literal heart pumps 100,000 times a day and 35 million times a year. The figurative heart really talks about your feelings. I also like to do Socratic Seminar because you gather important information and you speak with your classmates about what you're learning. We take turns and wait patiently so that everyone has a turn to speak. I like learning about what other people think about the literal and figurative heart.
Thank you, Mel. And last but not least, Zoe.
Hi, my name is Zoe and I am in 4th grade. I like wit and wisdom because there are a lot of new concepts that I am learning about that I have never learned before, and I am expanding my vocabulary. I really like Socratic Seminar because it's a fun and interactive way to learn and hear from other people. My teacher asks a question and we answer the question together through a Socratic Seminar. Instead of taking turns, it feels like we are talking together at a lunch table and we get to hear everyone's thoughts. When we listen to our classmates, we should have good body position and add on details, but also ask questions. Since the groups are divided into two, we get to build off of each other's answers to an engaging process.
Hermosa Vista wants to thank the board for adopting Wit and Wisdom. As you can see, there's a lot of learning happening in these classrooms, really focused on artwork, Socratic seminars, and complex text. Thank you. And if you have any questions, I'm ready for them.
Wow, that was, I mean, A++. You guys get a super great job. And did it just the right way with like writing down your thoughts and coming up here and presenting them. Great job. It's hard to come up and just speak off the cuff. So great job. I just wanted to tell people in the audience, like one of the things we had heard back from students, parents, and staff was like, we wanted our students to have more rigor. That was a feedback we got from people. And so as a board, we listened to that and we were like, okay, well, we need to prioritize getting a new language arts curriculum, having a curriculum that we're all using, K-8. So that wasn't happening before in Hermosa. And so we really made that a priority. We put money on the budget towards it. We bought an entire program. This is the result of that. So, I mean, that's just, we're not even in full adoption. We're in year 1 of full adoption. So by year 3, imagine, I mean, what our kindergartners are gonna say. It's gonna be incredible. But this is just, to me, a great reflection of a curriculum change that's been really driven both by, staff, students, parents, and the board. So great job. Thank you to Susan for bringing it in. Thank you to all the staff and the principals for really getting around it and for all the professional development they're doing to the staff. So just wanted to give you some context since you're here. And I just want to thank all of you. I don't really have a lot of questions, but we'll ask the board to see if anybody else has any questions. Go ahead,
I
Carol.
don't have a question, but I have a comment and just sort of saying the same thing Jen said, but that was really impressive, you guys. So thank you for taking time out of your night on a Wednesday evening to be here and, for reminding all of us up here why all of us choose to be on this board. It's to see things like that and to hear what kind of things you guys are coming up with. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to say something. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders, the way you spoke up there, not alone the context was wonderful and what you said was wonderful, but your presentation skills, I taught 8th graders for 20-something years, and you guys surpassed many of them. I'm not kidding you. I'm just so. The ones in the back. I didn't teach you guys, but I was wowed by your use of the notes as you spoke, and your eye contact, and the delivery of the information, which was truly amazing. So thank you for that.
Rachel? Maggie?
I heard the word auditory. It got my attention, just the auditory learning. No, it's incredible. And I had just whispered to my colleague here that I wish my boys had wit and wisdom when they were in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, going all throughout school. So the impact is already tangible. So thank you and I know it was a lot of work for the teachers to transition to this, a tremendous amount of work by the teachers. So hats off because the proof is in the pudding and that pudding's right here tonight. So thank you so much.
President Cole, can I share one thing?
Sure.
So first of all, thank you for coming. There are very few things in this world that take my breath away, but you all took my breath away. What you couldn't see was the middle school students sitting behind you, whose mouths were dropped open. You also couldn't see Miss Brown, who's a middle school teacher, with her mouth dropped open, shaking her head like, what is happening right now? Unbelievable. I am so proud of you, and you are absolutely proof that we can do hard things. So thank you all for being here.
Ms. Yang, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Yang, for coming so prepared and just preparing everyone really well. And I have to say, I've done a lot of public speaking, and sometimes your voice gets a little warbly and you get a little nervous, and you guys crushed it. You really did. So go home and feel really proud of yourselves. You guys got a 10 out of 10, A+. Hopefully your parents will have some nice ice cream or something for you on them. Thank you for taking the time to bring them here tonight. We are going to move on to something really exciting, which if you all want to stay and listen, it's very exciting, but it's called the 10.2, the HBCSD First Interim Budget Report. Ms. Montapo, if you guys want to talk money, now's the time to stay. Oh, good. You guys must be doing the learner profile. Good. Happy to have you. All right. Maybe just. Just to clarify, would we be able to move 10.3 up before 10.2?
Yeah, we absolutely can.
Just so everyone can head home. We're going to move to the learner profile now. So just so you guys don't have to wait through the budget conversation, unless you want to wait and hear the budget conversation.
It's a good math
and keep
lesson.
saying it is a good math lesson.
It's a good math lesson.
Up to you. Up to you.
Real life math.
Real life math. You guys want to learn it?
I mean,
You're always welcome to stick
do
around.
those guys sound like second, third, and fourth graders? Don't be nervous. I saw your classrooms today. You guys are doing amazing things too. Yeah. Can we go back to the first slide? All right. Hi, everybody. I came down here. My clicker's not
Hi,
working, so
Dr.
I'm gonna
Wilds.
click back to the first slide. So I came down here to kind of join. This is the superintendent's report, of the superintendent's report, but I really did no work in this. So I invited the workers to come join me. So thank you all for letting us talk about the final piece of our HBCSD strategic plan, and that is the learner profile report. So I want to thank all of our task force members. We had a number of Hermosa Valley students who came and helped us kind of define what we want a learner to be in Hermosa Beach. I also want to thank Ms. Bledsoe, Dr. Gobriel, Ms. Gluck, and Rachel for joining us. And it was an extraordinarily rainy night, so everybody braved the elements to kind of spend time together. So what is a learner profile? A lot of school districts, many school districts will call a learner profile. Some will call portrait of a graduate if they are high school, if they're a unified school district. But a learner profile just outlines the skills and the attributes, characteristics that we desire in our students. Quite frankly, I felt like tonight's presentation at Vista really kind of solidified what this is for us. It defines the aspirational vision for all of our students when they move on to high school. And it's in an easily communicated manner. So what competencies do we want students to have when they leave us for high school? What will success look like? So they oftentimes can have cognitive skills, they can have attitudes and dispositions, interpersonal. So there are really four big things that we started in order to kind of create this learner profile. The first thing we did is we just unpacked the vision statement in Hermosa Beach. So all over all of our websites, all of our communications, we talk about how we want students to thrive, K-Life, and then we expanded that to TK to Life.
And so we'll talk about that in a minute. Once we unpacked the vision, we brainstormed what competencies we felt would actually make that vision come to fruition. Then these guys grouped and sorted and debated and narrowed down to 5. Once we got down to 5, then we defined them, right? Would a TK student know what it looks like to be X, right? What would that look like and sound like in the classroom and across our HBCSD campuses? So we kicked off with this question. Share a time when you felt like you were thriving. This was a really interesting question because we got a different answer, a different type of answer from every single person in the room. Some shared, I felt like I was thriving when I organized a closet. Some people talked about they felt they were thriving when they really had a great time with their friends. Some talked about being academic. Some talked about connections with different people. Some were more athletic, right? So thriving means something very different to every single person. So this is our vision statement. All students are empowered to achieve and thrive. So our essential question for our time together was, what does that mean to thrive in HBCSD? So we took the 4 key words, all, empowered, achieve, and thrive, and we defined them, right? All, empowered, and achieve, we were all pretty much in consensus, right? It means each and every student. It means students who are English language learners, students with disabilities. It means all grade levels, preschool all the way to 8th grade, regardless of who you are and what prior experience you have come before coming to school. It means each and every student. Empowered, what would that look like? And when we had a very common definition for what it meant to succeed and achieve, but then here comes thrive, right? Thrive meant sometimes being on a high, not a low, taking control of your life, being in a good mood, being confident, inspiring others, having a strong sense of self, positive mindset, being connected, doing the things you enjoy. So the list kept getting longer and longer and longer and longer, right? So when we tell kids we want you to thrive, we wanted them to have a common understanding. So they did some work. You'll notice I am not in any of these pictures. That was intentional. And we came up with these 5. So thank you for Eileen for putting together an amazing now visual. But these 5, they were also in stacked rank order. So our students ordered them in the what they felt was number 1, most critical, to the 5th. And I really liked the 5th because I felt like it really encompassed the top 4. So our learner profile in Hermosa Beach Schools, we want students to have 5 things. We want them to be a critical thinker, an empathic citizen, a compassionate learner, have a resilient mindset, and be a self-advocate. So I want to invite up my friends Noah, Braxton, Anha, and Mia, who were really pivotal in this work because, like, again, I didn't do this. So I'm going to turn it over to Noah so he can explain what it looks like to be a critical thinker.
For me, a critical thinker looks like open-minded, and they're thinking before they're acting, and problem-solving out of the box. A critical thinker should sound like participating in discussions, supporting opinions, and thinking with evidence, and questioning.
Being a passionate learner can look like a lot of different things. A lot of times it looks like being focused, looks like being exciting and really wanting to do something and having, passion. And it sounds like this is fun. It sounds like asking questions. It sounds like praising others. And it sounds like asking important questions and meaningful questions, not just like, well, what if, or what do you mean? It's like asking why and asking how and really trying to understand something deeper.
Being an empathetic citizen uses eye contact, shows kindness, and being sensitive to how your words and actions can affect others. And it sounds like saying hello, using encouraging words, and asking, are you okay?
The 4th one in our task force was a resilient mindset. That looks like not breaking down when something goes wrong, not being afraid to try something again, and celebrating opportunities. Crap, I said that wrong. Mistakes as opportunities to grow. And it could sound like, every setback is a comeback, using the word yet. For example, I can't do it yet. And then also that mistakes grow my bin.
So the fifth one that kind of really encompasses all of them is this idea of being a self-advocate, right? So what we know is we want to make sure that kids are, when we kind of go back to that term in our vision statement, empowered. Empowered is being a self-advocate. It means all of the executive functioning skills, right? Keeping lists, checking them off, making sure your agenda is up to date. But it also means managing your emotions and speaking up when you need help. And we wanted to create some sentence stems for kids. I need. Also things like, hey, this doesn't seem like the right decision. This does not seem like the right choice, right? I can't listen to that. I don't want to do that. Those kinds of words that we want out, but also asking for the teacher for questions and for clarification. We know 3 of us have college kids right now, and one of the strongest, most important things you can learn how to do is show up to office hours and ask for help and getting in front of the teacher. So what's next? We're going to start communicating this out to staff, teachers and staff starting tomorrow. We're going to communicate this to families. But really this looks like teaching these to students particularly, and this is where we're going to reach back out to our student council. How do we teach these to our younger students and really highlight, praise, and reward for them? And then we want to make sure that students have meaningful opportunities. And I think tonight, what Ms. Yang was able to show is that our teachers are really creating these opportunities for kids to engage in these kind of really empathic, being respectful, self-advocating, but really being critical thinkers. So thank you. One of the things we talked about in the task force is this idea of begin with the end in mind, right? We've talked about this throughout our ELA adoption. What does 11th grade look like for students, even though we don't have 11th grade here? I think we saw, again, tonight, these 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders are going to look real strong when they go to take that 11th grade AP Lang test. They're going to do just fine. But what is the end in mind? So having kids understand where we're going so that you are always going in the right direction. And it'll finish. Any questions?
Great, thank you. No, well, yes, we might have a couple of questions, but first I wanted to just say thank you all for helping us and participating and just really owning this and kind of being your self-advocates to kind of get this up and going. So we really appreciate it. Over the course of the 7 years I've been on the board and 12 years Maggie's been on the board, we've not had a student profile like this. We've had our vision, our mission, but it's never been kind of, I would say, put into that form, which is really great. Maggie works at a charter school, and they have something like that at this charter school. So Maggie brought it to the board and said, "Hey, I want to get this going at Hermosa because it just would be a great way to be like, okay, when you leave here, these are the kind of people we are, right?" And thank you for just taking the time to do that because it was kind of like a vision to an output, which is it's going to be amazing to kind of see how it's going to form the next group of Hermosans that come through here. So any other questions? Yes, Rachel.
First of all, thank you. That was amazing. I got to watch you guys observe you in action, and it was really impressive. And I've noticed just throughout, the meetings this year, when you became 8th grade and stepped into 8th grade into these roles on your school, I want to say school board, student council, just the comfort level you have amongst yourselves, right? And you're a true team. And I just love that with your student council. And second, I had 3 points. The second one was Susan, just watching you have this vision and making it happen in this short amount of time. Such a doer. It's just so incredibly impressive, and to show how methodical you are in setting the goals and leading from behind, really, and from the front. So that's incredible. So thank you for that. And third, I would love us, throughout all of our schools, as we start to teach this, asking students to do, I think, self-assessment is so important. Where do you fit? Which ones of one of these or 2 or 3 are your strengths? Are you knocking out of the park? Which ones do you see, perhaps do you need some help with? And how can we help each other, right? And assessing each other and saying, how can I help you? How can you help me to become a better self-advocate or become more of a compassionate learner, et cetera? I think it'd be really neat to have students own this by doing some of that. And I saw that in action with you all last week or 2 weeks ago. So thank you.
Great, Rachel. Thank you. That was a great build. Great build. Okay, keep going, Maggie.
To student council, just want to say thank you for your leadership. So much of this is just stepping and saying yes, and you've done that this whole year. So thank you again for another thing that you've said yes to. I really appreciate your work and transparency to make the school and the district a better place for students who are coming after you. Gratitude also to Susan for pushing this forward. What I think is really exciting, and I just found an email that I've sent over tonight, the State Board of Education is now trying to figure out how to do a graduate profile and a learner profile. And they are looking for examples from stakeholders.
Shall we try to win a golden bell?
And so we have an opportunity to submit our process that we've done. We can bring, for the entire state of California, they're looking to see what this looks like. And so to have Hermosa go in and evaluate what the state's doing, I think would be a really good thing. And there's opportunities to share and do dialogue with other districts that are in the process of adopting this right now. So I think it's just another golden bell opportunity, honestly. It's another ring
We
that bell.
thrive in that area. Kathy?
Just reiterating what everybody else has said, I'm really impressed with you guys. And it's nice to have a goal in mind, like this is the learner profile. This is what we're going to look like as we walk with our gowns on graduation night. This is what we're trying to achieve internally and as a whole school. So like everybody has said, I appreciate all your hard work and your effort, and you did well. You did a good job. Thank you.
Carol?
Ditto on that. Thank you guys for showing up all year and for saying yes to doing this. Thank you to Ms. Brown for saying yes and your leadership with this group. And huge thank you to Susan for making it happen, Dr. Wilds. And then also Maggie, obviously, for the brilliant idea and the insight, as always. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for coming. You're welcome to stay for this math part of the equation.
Ice cream for you too.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to 10.2, which is now in the 10.3 lineup. The first interim budget report, Ms. Montalvo.
Good evening, Board. Thank you. I'm here to present the 25-26 first interim report, which covers the time period from July to October. July and August are primarily months that we're ordering supplies and getting started with the school year. September and October, we begin paying those expenditures. So really, when you're looking at the expenditures, it's for 2 months of expenditures. What am I supposed to do? No.
It takes a second to warm up. Yeah.
Am I pointing it there?
Yeah. Doesn't like us today.
It doesn't like me ever. There we go. In summary, Hermosa schools continue to have a strong reserve. There are 2 contingencies that I'd like to point out. The first being the governor's budget that's coming out in January, and that will be the budget for the 26-27 school year. We don't know what that's going to look like. And then we also want to keep in mind that the federal government has not closed their budget, have not balanced, nothing has been voted on. So that's iffy. January, February, hopefully by March, we'll have a federal budget. Our enrollment and attendance is solid and being adjusted in this first interim report. Enrollment is at 1443. Attendance, average daily attendance is projected to be 1372. Special education costs and revenue. This year, revenue continues to go up thanks to Dr. Jason Johnson, working with the SELPA and adjusting how we're funded for AB 602. But our special ed costs continue to rise, so we need to monitor those, and Sylvia does a really good job of that. Oops. I think that, yeah. There we go. July and August, like I mentioned, enrollment projections decreased as well as staffing. So expenditures for staffing did decrease as well. In December 2025, we've updated the enrollment based on the multi-year projection, based on a conservative enrollment growth for the multi-year projections. And that's included in the first interim as well. Here's our favorite pie chart. We continue to spend 80% of our revenue on salaries on people to make this machine go, right? To continue to support students and programs. when we when we look at this slide, it's just an overview slide. It has some of our projections, the COLA cost, the average daily attendance. On the bottom line, it has our projected reserve revenue balance, which is strong and healthy at this point, like I mentioned previously.
Paula, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Off of off of the projected state funding increase, is that off of COLA? Is that off of Prop 30? Or
COLA. COLA, yeah. Wait,
And sorry, I wanted, it's interesting to note at CSBA, I was in one of the sessions and they are predicting when the governor's budget comes out, it's actually probably not going to be 3.02, that it actually may drop almost a quarter point again.
Okay. So these assumptions were good on the day, October 31st. Okay, today is now December 10th. It's always a moving target. So we just have to look at it at a point in time. Okay, the multi-year projections, here's the revenue continues to increase year over year. Expenditures are decreasing year over year. We're becoming with a more solid net position at addressing our structural deficit, which will increase our reserve, as you can see on the bottom line. The 2025-26 first interim report reflects responsible fiscal planning on a current state projections and district priorities. Although revenue growth is moderate, the district maintains strong reserves, stable cash flow, and continued investment in student programs and essential services. Ongoing monitoring will ensure the district remains responsive to changes in enrollment, attendance, and state funding. Any questions?
I just had a quick, remind us again why the expenditures go down like $500,000?
Just based on programs and what restricted programs, the revenue is being spent this year, so we'll have less money to deal with, so we're tightening the budget to address that structural deficit.
And we did get a little bit more money from HBF, which was really helpful. We were able to also cut some expenditures in different places. I think it was just kind of taking kind of a little bit more of a magnifying glass to some of the different expenditures that we had. We were able to cut some places.
Great. Anyone else have any questions?
I did, just quick one, going back to that awesome pie chart.
The green 15% on the pie chart for services and other outgo. What's the other outgo?
The other outgo could be equipment, capital expenses, those types of things. There is another outgo for special education as well.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a plumbing issue, but it's also all this, the stuff, the maintenance costs.
Anyone else? Thank you, Paula.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to move on to consent. Number 11.1, just number 11. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve consent.
Rachel?
I'd add number 11 point, item 11.3.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Carol. So all in favor of removing 11.3 from the consent agenda?
Temporarily?
Aye. Temporarily?
No, you're taking a vote to approve everything but 11.3, and then we'll open 11.3 by itself.
Okay. We're going to move to accept the consent agenda for everything but 11.3.
Right.
Got it. Okay. So can I get a motion on that?
I motion to move to approve the consent agenda minus item 11.3.
Thank you, Rachel. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kathy. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So then can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda subtracting 11.3?
I move to approve the amended consent calendar.
So we've approved everything in the 11, so now we need to make a motion to open 11.3.
We have to just second that, and then can I get a second on that?
And what?
On that we've removed 11.3.
We already did that.
Yep.
No, sorry, the consent agenda minus 11. We agreed to remove 11.3.
Yeah,
Then we need
okay.
to
Approve it.
approve the
Okay.
consent agenda.
Got it.
right?
Got it.
Motion to approve. So
And
then
I
somebody-
second.
Thank you, Kathy, seconds, and all in favor of that.
Aye,
Aye. Now we can move to talking about 11.3.
got it.
Yep.
Rachel? Or someone?
Just want to take a separate vote.
We wanted to take a...
We just need to take a separate vote on 11.3?
Oh,
I'd like to know why we're discussing 11.3. It's now open.
We have to, there's an item on the consent, on this warrant report that is a conflict of interest.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an item on the consent, on the warrant report for the application fee for the Coastal Commission.
Understood.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for Robert's rules right now?
You're just going to take a vote and Rachel will abstain. Yeah.
okay. So we would like to, so can someone motion to approve 11.3, the purchase orders?
I move to approve 11.3.
I'll second.
Thank you. You got in all this, Natalie? Yeah. Thank you, Carol. First it was Kathy, then it was Carol. So all in favor? You have to take an
Abstain.
individual vote.
Roll call.
Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Board Member Van Landingham,
Abstain.
Board Member Cluth,
I approve. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Okay.
Board Member Beauvais LaMonica, Vice President Clerk Barrow,
Approve.
and President Cole.
Approve. Motion passes. Thank you. All right.
For procedure purposes, next time when you pull something from a consent, usually you say why it's being pulled. So we could say, it's being pulled because there's a board member's conflict of interest and requires a singular vote.
No problem. I probably just forgot. I knew that there was something was coming, but I just forgot that I think I.
Teaching
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
We should have written a script for that.
No problem.
Yeah.
We all got through it. So moving on to action items. Dun, dun, dun. I would like to say, as we start action items 12, that it has been my pleasure to be the school board president this last year. I feel really proud of the work we've done the last year, getting the strategic plan going, having Susan come in with getting wit and wisdom and get the bond passed. So lots of big things that have really, taken some good energy and some steadfastness. So thank you for all the support. Thank you for being a great board to work with. It's a real joy to do this work.
You're not going anywhere, so
I'm just moving over. Just as we now, I'm going to continue the work. Also, I would like to continue doing the work. Moving on to superintendent action items 12.1, annual organizational meeting.
Talk about you, or is that next?
Oh, well, I don't know. Sure, we can talk about me. Would anyone like to talk about me? Any questions on that? Any comments? Maggie?
I'll make a
Oh, go ahead, Rachel. Thank you.
Since this was my first year on the board, Jen, President Cole has really, set the standard for how a president professionally accords herself and leads by encouraging, because we're a team of equals, but she was still our leader, and I very much appreciate the tone that you set and how passionate you were and still are regarding our district and everyone who is part of it. So thank you for that.
Maggie?
Jen. Thank you for serving as president. I know it's extra time out of your life and away from all the things you do. So thank you for being so committed to it, being such a thoughtful spokesperson at all the right times. I love how you come and lead and just address the people with such graciousness and such thoughtfulness. So thank you for always leading with your heart on this.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry, I'm joking. Kathy?
Jen, you've left very big shoes for me to fill. I won't be able to fill them quite. I'll have to use some newspaper or something in there to fill them a little bit. But yes, I agree with everything that Rachel and Maggie has said. I loved the way you were explaining the whole governance process to these little second, third, and fourth graders. That actually helped me. But no, you're a friend, and I look up to you because you're so smart and you have all the pieces for being on the school board. So I'm proud to be a colleague of yours.
Right, Carol, I'm calling you.
Well, I have had the pleasure of knowing Jen for a very long time. And I have been able to work with you as HBF lead and see you as a part of this board for many years doing that, and always enjoyed working with you and appreciated your insight and your thoughts and being a thought partner. I've known you since our kids were itty bitty babies, and the conversations were very different back then. But it's been it's been a joy and a pleasure seeing this part of you, sitting with you on this board and being able to be a partner with you on this board and seeing how you lead. So thank you for that. And we still have you, so
Going anywhere.
have your insight.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the thanks. Appreciate it. It's been a joy. And now we move on. Susan.
So it's time to select the selection of officers, the president and the vice president clerk.
Oh, sorry. I got it. I do this part. Oh, did you want to do it? Oh, sorry. So just reminding everyone what happens, we annually do a little shift and we make a motion for the selection of officers. Right? That's what we do first. And president and vice president / clerk. So shall we go ahead and make a motion? I'm going to go ahead. I can't make a motion, can I?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion. I think next up in the rotation, per our norms, would be Kathy Barrow for president.
I'm going to second that.
I abstain.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, aye, yeah. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
And then
No, I do after.
I'm gonna keep bossing it around for a minute. Can I get so moving on to vice president and clerk, can I get a motion for that?
What did you say?
Vice president / clerk.
You want a motion?
Yeah.
I move that Carol Kluth become vice president clerk.
Excellent choice. I'm gonna second that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. That's all. You can do the next one.
Second.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, welcome, Carol, to the vice presidency and the clerkship. All right, I am going to, can I move over now? Or do I need to keep going?
Do we establish date and time of meeting?
So unless there is any discussion, the established date and time would remain the same.
Remain the same.
unless
So
there's
our
any-
closed session starts at 5 and our open session starts at 6, and we meet on the second Wednesday of every month.
Absolutely. And everything else would remain the same.
Okay, everything else will remain the same. Next, we'll go to authorize superintendent as the executive secretary. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Do we motion? Can we?
It's all
No,
Same,
it's
same.
all one.
Right.
Except to the
But
committees
then we
and
have to do the
organizations.
committees.
All underneath the same one. So this is all under discussion right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, so we agree that Susan can be the executive secretary? Okay, I'll agree.
Agree.
We agree that we are going to do an authorized signature resolution, so we have to sign.
Would that be called the auto pen?
Maggie?
Too soon.
Too soon, yeah, a little too soon. All right, so just don't forget, everyone, before we leave tonight, we have to sign that. And then we're going to readopt established policies, rules, and regulations. We have our board covenants, and that kind of solves that problem. So if everyone just goes into the new year fresh, when we, just gets a little reminder, no problem to reread it. And then we move on to selecting representatives to committees and organizations. Can I get the first one, city school district compact. We're going to just assign that to the board president.
Apparently, that's me.
Just the board president's job. Good job, Kathy. Kathy, you're going to take that job.
I'll volunteer.
The Wellness Council, I'm not sure who sits on that currently.
Currently, it's
I'm
Rachel.
on that currently. We have a meeting tomorrow morning. at
we
9
do.
Are
o'clock.
you
I would
interested
love
in staying on that?
So Rachel's staying on it.
Maggie, do you want to talk? Sorry, did anyone else want to do that instead?
Yeah. Rachel was also on the Los Angeles County School Trustees Association.
Can you tell us what that is a little, Maggie? Do you remind us? Or Rachel, did you go?
They provide a great overview. It's usually bi-monthly meetings. Most of them are on Zoom, but they provide, an overview of the legislative proposals, things that the school districts really need to be looking out for, a nice overview.
Do you want to stay on that? Or, I mean, if not, I would be interested in that. Oh, Atlas Segundo. Oh.
I feel like I'm just finally figuring out what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind staying for another year.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Thank you.
There she is. She's on it. What about the Los Angeles County Committee on School District Organization? Maggie, can you give us a
That's
briefing on that?
traditionally the president, but we didn't get any notice of any meetings. We had no notice of meetings
Let's just
last year.
put Kathy's name down. We vote for Kathy for that
But I
one.
mean, there hasn't been meetings on that in years.
Okay, I
Let me
abstain
look,
from that.
yeah, we're gonna put
Take
your
that
name
one,
down, but then
Kathy.
we'll look into it and see what happened to it.
Okay,
The
great.
SEED committee was formerly the Equity and Inclusion Committee.
I'm on that.
And
I
Car-
would like to stay on that, if that's okay.
It's fine.
Awesome.
Yep. This is getting easier by the minute. Beach Cities Health District Youth Coalition.
I'm on it, and I'd like to stay on it also.
Okay.
Except if you give me 6 more things.
You will.
Okay, should I not do it?
Do you want me to be your backup on that? Because
Okay.
I could be your back if.
It's
we
really
could just-
great. I like
can we
being.
do
Really,
that?
it is really
And
interesting.
then I can be the third backup if.
Okay, so
either of you
Kathy
can't go.
/ Carol.
But know that you're also on the tri-agency partnership meeting.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's, the president does private meetings with BCHD.
Okay, so maybe I won't.
Committee's fun, but you're going to be up there.
Okay, you got it. You got it,
Okay,
Carol. I'm out. I have to be realistic. I have 2 grandchildren. Have to be
And then, so
realistic.
there's,
And one of them's coming to the school district, so there you go.
so there's some other committees that, and I don't know, do we call them committees? Is that what we?
Some are committees, some are ad hocs, yeah.
One is the Measure HV construction meeting, which I would like to stay on as we move forward. And then,
I've been on the South Bay Community Coalition Against Hate now for 3 years, and so I am ready to pass that on and give somebody a growth pathward on it. There are future leadership opportunities to be chair for the right individual. Really great opportunity to work with Supervisor Holly Mitchell's office in a direct way. You get exposure to all of the South Bay nonprofit and local government agencies, water districts, school councils, right? So it's great exposure, it's great opportunity to do good work, and you're not there as chair, you're just there as a representative of the board on a bi-monthly basis, unless you join a committee and then you're there more.
do you know how, what time it meets? Or what- is it-
Traditionally, so I mean, the new chair might change it up, but I've just done a survey that indicates 12 to 1 on Mondays every other month is the best time.
12 to 1.
And it's a Zoom.
Zoom?
On Zoom.
Oh, I'm interested
Yeah.
in doing that.
I
Yeah.
would love for somebody to do that.
I would, if. And again, it doesn't hurt, you can come too, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think it can be,
Yeah.
It's not
it's not a,
Manhattan Beach has 2 people.
Yeah, it's a more the merrier
yeah.
kind of thing, yeah.
And then
That
what's
leaves me
the,
without a committee, which I am totally okay with. I can,
We can find
Bi-agency
something
partnership.
for you.
no, honestly, Kathy, as board president, you need, that's.
Tell me when they meet and,
Yeah, with the change in city leadership, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But
He's used to
typically,
meeting on a,
Yes.
he said monthly basis, didn't he?
who's he?
in Manhattan Beach, yeah, we did it, we did twice last year. I think during reopening from COVID, I think Jason was doing it maybe 3 times a year. They weren't super frequent.
I go with you.
Yeah, we usually do them during Zoom, and we discuss whatever happens to be impacting. Traditionally, they've been e-bikes, but the impacting what's happening.
Fentanyl, I mean, past like public health issues
Yeah.
have been
Yep.
Okay.
school counseling.
I just have to, put it in my calendar.
and there's HVPTO and Ed Foundation meetings.
Yep.
Which
We rotate
had
those.
rotated those, but
Yeah.
You can take the lead on that.
I did not go to one yet last year, but I'm happy to
I
go.
went to
Okay.
some.
Carol's
Maybe we
going to
just
one
do a
next week.
calendar and like just set the who's going to which one.
We could do that. Yep.
That would probably be easier, just. so
Carol's
that-
going next week, and so the next opportunity would be February. I'll send that out.
Do they have a consistent time they meet?
They're usually like the second or third Tuesday, and it's like 7 to 8.
7:30, 8:30.
7:30, yeah.
It's late.
7:30.
I've done it a few times. Last year, the year before, I did it every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you were smart. And
And
had it
then
rotate.
LCAP, has that, I feel like it's not, we stopped serving on that because we get a lot of information
Because you get all the
here.
LCAP
But-
committee.
Do we need a board member to be on that committee I know there's a lot of teachers and,
We have a really big, robust committee this year with 24 staff, as well as parents,
You don't need board.
as well as administrators. I'd be happy to share the agendas with Susan to put in the Friday update, so if you have any questions, you could just reach out to me.
I just am wondering in terms of, I know it's another thing to go do, and but would it be helpful, not helpful, but just, probably just helpful for us to be, have a ear on that, what people are saying?
It's totally up to you all. They just
once
had
a
a meeting yesterday. No, we've reduced it because we don't have, yeah, it's about 3 times a year, 4 times a
Maybe
year.
just, if we can just see the schedule, and maybe we can each pick I just think it's helpful. It's another opportunity to just be in front with people, I think.
The local control accountability plan. And so one of the requirements is that you have a robust communication with educational partners. So
Well, I'm going to be part of the pitching dugout then. Tag me in, coach.
Okay.
Whenever people need help.
And then there was a potential one for an AI learning committee, but.
yep, we're just not there yet. So
Not
when
there
we
yet,
have the
but-
dates and information, we'll
Okay.
yeah
Kathy and I
share
are
that with the board.
interested.
Just too much.
Yeah.
I'm not Kathy.
Okay.
Not Kathy. I'm interested, but time.
All right, so then moving on to, but we don't even need to talk about it, right? The Board of Education compensation.
No, we have to take a vote on that board action.
12.2.
Oh, yeah, right, sorry, it's 12.2. Sorry, so now that we have done our reorg, I can move to my new seat and Kathy can
I
take
move
over.
to approve 12.1.
Go ahead, that was a Maggie and Rachel, and all in favor?
Aye.
Great. Now we can change seats.
Oh my God.
What's the rotation?
Wait, someone needs to take.
Oh, I go this way. Rachel,
Yes.
you go that way.
Everybody goes left except Rachel comes around to this side.
Oh, I'm back on the end.
You guys.
I started on the end.
Yeah. I offered Kathy some walk-up music tonight, but she didn't choose any, so She is. Yes.
Oh, it matches your skirt.
Right.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, hang on. Carol
over
and
here.
Rachel, you want to be in the photo?
Oh.
Oh, good Lord.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, moving on to 12.2.
Okay, moving on to 12.2, Board of Education compensation, Dr. Wilds.
Yes. So California Education Code 35120 states that in any school district that has an average daily attendance for the prior year that was 10,000 or less, but more than 1,000, then each member of the governing board who attends all meetings within that month may receive a compensation for their services. So the sum, the California Education Code sets the sum cannot exceed $600 in any month. Members of the board may also elect to participate in health and welfare provided to any district employees. This item is open for discussion by the board.
Oh, I'm supposed to go. Okay, do we have any questions? Maggie, any questions there? Jen? Nope. Thank you very much. And then, what it was? Okay, so I'll take a motion to approve this item?
So the board just has to make a motion to either to
So I'd like
waive.
to make a motion that the board waive every board member's compensation unless there's a board member who would like to retain their compensation.
Thank you, Maggie.
That discussion.
Thank you, Maggie. Does anybody want to question or discuss that? Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion approved. Going to business, 12.3, adopt resolution number 7:25/26, authorized signature resolution. Dr. Wilds.
Yes, so this item is just an annual requirement of the Los Angeles County Office of Education that districts, once we have a new reorganization, have to adopt and approve official signatures. And those are signatures for any member of the governing board, as well as the people who are authorized to sign contracts, employment notices, and draw funds on behalf of the district. Staff recommend you approve this resolution.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions, Rachel?
I just want to know, is there a way I can have a shorter last name when I sign the certificates for graduation?
I think that ship has sailed.
Carol? Anything?
No questions.
Maggie? Jen? Okay, so I need a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Great. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so moved. Going to 12.4, first interim report 2025-2026, Ms. Montalvo.
Thank you. The first interim budget report covers the financial period, as I mentioned previously, from July 1st, 2025 till October 31st, 2025. The interim report serves as a snapshot in time. The multi-year projections are dependent upon projected state funding, which in turn is dependent upon the health of the state economy, and sufficient collection of property tax and income tax as well. The recommendation is that the board approve.
Okay, do we have any questions? Maggie, Jen, Rachel, Carol. Okay, good. Can I get a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks.
That was Jen.
Thanks, Maggie and
It was Jen first, then Maggie.
Jen. Maggie, you got it. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving on to 12.5, fiscal year 2025-26 first interim revisions, Ms. Montalvo.
Thank you. The revisions are the budget assumptions, the changes that go into the SAC software, and we're recommending that you approve that they be posted.
Any questions, anybody? Nope. Okay, can I get a motion to approve? So, okay, Rachel and Carol. And, what, I drew a blank. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so approved. Okay, 12.6, approval of the resolution of withdrawal from schools' excess liability fund, a joint powers authority, and excess risk pool. Dr. Wiles.
So Hermosa Beach City School District is a member of the Alliance of Schools for Cooperative Insurance Programs, otherwise known as ASCIP. This is a joint powers authority, and it's a primary risk sharing pool. So we're basically in an insurance pool with other school districts, other public educational agencies. A secondary partner is called Schools Excess Liability Fund, which is otherwise known as SELF. It's another separate JPA that works along with ASCIP, and it provides districts what they call excessive liability coverage. With the passage of Assembly Bill 218, coverage premiums for excess liability have skyrocketed. So in order for Hermosa Beach, and as well as the other districts within the JPA to go shopping to see if we can get a better deal, basically, we have to give notice to SELF that we'll be engaging in this process. So it's recommended that Hermosa Beach City School District engage in a review of available insurance coverage options. And to do so, we have to formally adopt this resolution to give notice to SELF. Doesn't mean we're leaving SELF, we're just giving them notice that we will be shopping around for hopefully a cheaper and maybe a superior option. Staff recommend you approve this resolution.
Okay, do we have any questions? Maggie? Jen?
I just had a quick question, which is, how many other organizations like this that sell this type of insurance are out there?
It's a good question. When I was on a superintendent call, we believe 2 or 3 others. It's an interesting space right now because Assembly Bill 218 has really, districts have seen mega settlements, right? You've seen multi-million-dollar settlements coming out of.
What are they usually settling for when they?
For school districts and because there's no statute of limitations anymore. And so there are settlements, Sylvia and I attended an ASCIP conference, and it's school districts are seeing settlements in like the $40, $50+ million range. So it's it'll be interesting to see if other insurance companies pop up, but we'd like to shop the market.
And who put this assembly bill forward?
That's a good question. Assembly Bill 218. There's
Well, I
a
mean,
lot.
it just doesn't seem very well thought out.
No, I'm pretty sure no one thought of the unintended consequences. The difficulty is it's almost, when you have sexual assault cases that are going back into the 70s and 80s, records don't exist, people don't exist. And so they really are seeing, whether cases go all the way to court or not, you're seeing a lot of very large district settlements, so.
Lorena Gonzalez, from what district?
She's over the valley. She's now head of SEIU. She's now head of one of the major unions.
So last year, you may or may not remember, last year, SELF just assessed all of the entities within the JPA, and I think we had to pay close to $60,000 just to pay into the pool because the pool of settlement money is just getting drained so quickly.
Wow. Carol and Rachel, did you have any questions or comments? Nope. Okay, can I get a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
So Jen and Maggie, you got overridden. Can I, geez, I'm drawing a blank on that second part. All in favor? All in favor? Aye. So moved. Okay, item number 13, a board member round table. Rachel? Anything?
I can't believe it's been a year. This has been not the year that I expected. Just in crazy, but so inspiring. The one fun part of my life right now, my professional life, is this board in this community and this district, to be honest. And thank you. And I think that the issues coming our way over the next few years are going to be increasing, and I think in complexity and in challenge. So, and there's no one I'd rather be serving with. So thank you. Thank you for our incredible team. I had no idea that only a few people did it all within our district, and most of them are sitting right here. I mean, really incredible. Just incredible to see how the sausage is made. It's not always pretty, but meaning that's because it's you all burning the midnight oil so many times. I'm so glad you don't have to do that stuff by hand that you were talking about earlier, but thank you. You're really inspirational. Thank you.
Carol?
I guess it has been a year. I mean, obviously, but also that went fast. I concur with everything you said, and I think that I have been asked from people over the last year, what's that like being on the school board? Because not all of them operate maybe the same, like as cohesively, maybe is what I'm trying to say. And my reaction is always, it's great. There is a group of women that I am inspired by and happy to talk to, and that includes everybody all the way around. So thank you for being in the same basket for the last year.
So when I'm doing roundtable, I wait to be last? Okay. Okay, I'm first. No, I'm just kidding. No, I will wait for you. Maggie, you go first before me, and then I'll finish it up. I'll wrap it up.
My family's tradition is to wish Merry Christmas, and so wishing everybody Merry Christmas. But with that, it's also a season of gratitude. And Jen, a real highlight, I think, of this past year was sitting at the CSBA table presentation that we got to do. And for me, highlight that Hermosa Beach had a table presentation. I think back 12 years ago when I first started going, and I was the only one who was going to CSBA. So to have like a full team that we were able to be collegial over meals, and then to be able to show off Hermosa Beach's best practices to 3,000 other elected school board members across the state was a real treat, because the best practices we bring, I think, are good practices, right? Mm-hmm. And but what resonated so strongly with me in there were folks who said, your board wants to sit and do dinner? How do you do that? Like, they literally needed what do you mean you do dinner? And that is something that I am it's such a proud tradition that I think we have, that does center the work we do, that we get so far because of the intent to keep the focus on the students. So thank you, everybody, for keeping it on the students. Thank you.
All right, Jen?
Yeah, I would agree. That was a real highlight for the year to be proud of as a group. I mean, we sit in a space that we are very highly, we have a high functionality, or we are highly functional, or I don't know the right way to say it. We really were, we are a high performing team. It's just when we sat in a room with maybe 200 people were watching, I don't know.
Yeah, about 200 people.
200 people were watching our panel, and we got so many questions afterwards being like, well, how does it work? I mean, how do you all get along? And how's that? I mean, just having a board that kind of rows in the same direction, we've worked on that. And we got to sit and explain to people how we worked on it and what we did and some of our best practices. And that was very satisfying.
Or to quote former Hermosa Beach Superintendent Jason Johnson, it's your damn job.
Oh my God.
Well,
we're not responsible for what comes
Maggie,
out of his
but
mouth.
We're
not responsible for that.
It was very positive besides that quote, but no.
But I think it's, what we saw tonight doesn't happen with dysfunctional boards. You don't get movement like that. I mean, we have a ridiculously high-performing group of people in doing a lot of different jobs, but you don't see movement that quickly that swiftly if you don't have 5 people who are all have a very clear truth and are rowing in the same direction, right? There's a lot of time spent in dysfunction, which doesn't serve kids. So
Totally.
thank
And
you.
I was literally just talking about that yesterday, about our board and how it does, I mean, it is, we can get a lot done for the community and for students because we are listeners, we are problem solvers, and we want to move when we see the, and we listen to, I think, the people.
I thought it was what you may have not heard when you all were walking in.
I was going to say that.
Oh, good. You say that, Kathy, because that was amazing.
Okay, so when we all came in, a second or third grader said, "They're all women." All of us coming out here, and that's a great role model for all the girls in this community to see women. And I was a reluctant board member. I got talked into this, and I have to say I've learned a ton. I've become friends. I'm so happy to be here. Not so much as being president, but I'm happy to be here.
You will be.
I think buckle up because we're going to have a rocky year. But I also want to welcome Sandra and Natalie, and Susan. I've learned so much from you, and I loved being on the Wit and Wisdom, the adoption of that. It's like this growth for me, and this is my final year for sure. But I'm happy to be going out as president, I suppose. Anyway, that's it. So now.
So can I just make one more?
No, we're done.
Well, you can say that.
I'm in charge.
The other exciting thing, and I think Sandra was like going to play a key pivotal role in this, is that, AI is coming, is here, we are all in it, and that was really the buzz of the whole conference.
Yeah, it
And
was.
so we're excited, I think, to see in 2026 what that's going to mean, and we're excited that you've done a AI, committee and Redondo and like all the knowledge that you're going to bring. We're just excited to have you kind of join us in the partnership. So welcome again.
All right. So much for
I'm
board,
so excited.
for roundtable. Now, do we do anything about the calendar? Okay. So do we?
Somehow
approve-
the dates got left off of the agenda.
gotcha.
So she has a notes for you.
So take a look at the calendar, and we're going to listen to Natalie tell us about the calendar.
Nope, you just read it out loud.
Okay.
Yep.
I read it out loud?
Yep, that's
Okay. Okay, December 2025, 1216 HBEF and HVPTO joint meeting, Hermosa Valley and PR 730. 1219 minimum day all sites. I really have to read all this? Okay. 1222 through January 2nd, winter break, no classes. 1224 Christmas Eve observed, campus closed. 1225 Christmas Day observed, campus closed. 1231 New Year's Eve observed, campus closed. January 2026. January 1st, New Year's Day, observed, campus closed. January 14th, school board meeting, HB City Council Chambers, 5:00 p.m. closed session, 6:00 p.m. open session. January 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. birthday, observed, campus closed. So do we have any questions about this calendar?
Is it new that we have to have it read out? Is that
No,
is
we
that
just,
important?
somehow it didn't show up in the diligent.
Oh, got
So
it.
that's
got
why
it.
we're
I
adding
was
it.
like,
Oh,
well, that's
yeah.
an
No.
exciting new addition, just
No.
reminding us.
I get to
Not
read
one that
more.
we're going to continue.
I
No.
get to read more. Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the calendar?
You don't have to.
I don't have to do that?
Nope. Just adjourn, motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
so motion to adjourn.
Second.
Oh, I don't get to motion. Who wants to?
I move. Go. Do it.
Okay, Rachel's moving. Who's seconding?
Carol already did it.
Carol did it. And so moved and so approved.
Oh, we almost vote.
Oh, bang, bang, no.
We have to make it.
Wait.
We have to vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion, okay, it is adjourned at 7:30.